Good morning, children. I hope all are fine. Today we are going to discuss Dr. Dwarkanath Kotnis. Here in this lesson, Dr. Dwarkanath Kotnis was a doctor. He was born in India, Mumbai, October 10, 1910. And he is a vivacious kid by nature. Vivacious means cheerful and attractive. Kutnis forever aspired. What is the meaning of the word aspired? Strong desire to become a doctor. He wanted to become a doctor. His full family, in his family, all are doctors. After completing his graduation in medicine from GS Medical College from Bombay, he had completed uh, graduate GS Medical College, in Bombay. He went on to pursue to continue his studies, his post graduation internship, work experience. He wanted to get experience. He is going to many countries. However, he put aside his post graduation plans when he got the chance to join the medical aid. Aid means help mission in China. He wanted to help in um, medical aid mission in Chennai. He wanted to help. He wanted to go to China. Dr. Kutnis always wanted to travel around the world and practice medicine in different parts of the globe. He wanted to practice the medicine. That's why he is going to all countries in order to get practice. He started his medical expedition on Vietnam. He started his medical experiments, medical practice in Vietnam, and then moved to Singapore and Brunei. In 1937, the Communist General Zhu De requested Jawaharlal Nehru, General Jude requested Jawaharlal Nehru to send Indian physicians to China during the second Sino-Japanese War to help the soldiers. Jude requested Jawaharlal Nehru. He asked to Jawaharlal Nehru send some physicians, some doctors. There is a war between China and Singapore. Many people were lost their legs and lost their injured. That's why, in order to give treatment, he asked Jawaharlal Nehru to send some physicians to China. Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose accepted the request and made arrangement to send a team of volunteer doctors. Who is accepted? Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose accepted the Judy request and he completed the arrangements. A medical team of 5 doctors was sent as a part of Indian medical mission team in September 1938. They decided to send 5 doctors to China. The medical team consists of how many members have gone there? M. Atal and M. Cholkar, Dr. Kutnis, B.K. Basu and Dr. Mukherjee. After the war, all other doctors except Dr. Kutnis, remaining all 4 members came back except Kutnis. He was staying there. Returned to India. The remaining all doctors came to India except Dr. Kutnis. However, Dr. Kutnis decided to stay back and serve at the military base. He initially started his work in Yan and then went to the anti-Japanese base area in North China. Before he worked in China, after that he went to where the war was going on, near to the war. He went and he treated the injured soldiers. Base area in North China where he worked in the surgery department of the 8th Route Army General Hospital as the physician in charge. He went there as a physician in charge. to treat the people. He went there, and see here, and it was uh, it was while working with the soldiers Dr. Kotnis lost his heart to a Chinese woman, Zhu Qinglang. He was um, fall in love with Zhu Qinglang. They were working in the same hospital. Both were working in the same hospital. Dr. Kotnis was a doctor and Zhu a nurse. In November 41. In November 41, Kotnis married Zhu, and a son was born on August 23, 1940 to 1942. God blessed them with a boy child, and they got married 1941. Married a named Hin Hua, combining the Chinese character Hin for India and Hua for China, with Hin for India and Hua for China. He worked as a lecturer for some time in military area at the Dr. Bethune Hygiene School. He took over, means to become beggar, the post of the first president of the Bethune International Peace Hospital after Dr. Norman Bethune passed away. After Norman Bethune passed away, he had he his post is his level is increased. First president of the Bethune International Peace Hospital after Norman Bethune passed away. He worked as a lecturer. During a long run, looking pale and thin, out battle against Japanese troops in 1940, Dr. Kotnis performed operations for 72 hours non-stop without any sleep, and his small team conducted 50 operations every day. Every day they are conducting 50 operations in non-stop without sleeping. They worked 72 hours. Operations every day for fortnight, means 14 days. They had done operations every day 15. In these hours time, in this difficult time, Mrs. Ju proved an ideal soulmate, but was modest about her contribution. Even though her husband is staying away from her and spending 3 days, 4 days, 5 days from the home, she had accepted giving support to him. Dr. Kotnis played a major role in controlling a virulent dangerous strain, particularly tendency in a character like coronavirus. There was a virulent of plague that hits Chinese soldiers. Plague disease hits them Chinese soldiers. He prevented that. In this process, he did not fall back. He didn't come back from trying out a vaccine on himself. The hardships of suppressed military life and the stresses that were especially relevant, closely connected to the frontline doctors finally began to tell Dr. Kotnis. He died of epilepsy on December 9, 1942 at the age of 32. He had died of a disease, that is epilepsy, at the age of 32, and was buried in a hero's courtyard, Nong Kwang village. He was buried in a Nong Kwang village. In which courtyard? Hero's courtyard. Really, he is a hero. In order to cherish the memory of Dr. Kotnis, the Chinese government built a memorial hall for him. Chinese government is constructing one memorial hall for him in Shijiazhuang city. In Shijiazhuang city, constructed memorial hall. Hebei province in 1976. No single Indian has been so much respected by ordinary Chinese as this doctor from a middle class family in northern India. He belongs to northern India. No person is no person was given respect by the Chinese soldiers. Ordinary people also giving respect to the Dr. Kotnis. Along with the Canadian doctor Norman Bethune, he continued to be revered, to feel great respect by the Chinese people. Chinese people were giving great respect to the Dr. Kutnis and Dr. Norman Bethune. In April 2005, both their graves were covered completely in flowers donated by the Chinese people during the Qingming festival. In Qingming festival, both Bethune's graveyard and Kutnis graveyard covered with flowers. And by covering the flowers with flowers, they are showing their respect. A day used to be Chinese to commemorate their ancestors. They were remind people of the important persons. On the day, Chinese people remembering Dr. Kutnis and Dr. Armstrong and remaining great persons. A small museum there has handbook which contains words that Kutnis wrote his passage from India to China. He had written one word, that is passage from India to China. Some of the instruments that the surgeons used at that time, and many photographs of doctor at the time of using the instruments, and the quotation, everything was displayed in the museum. Both China and India honored him with the stamps 1982 and 1933 respectively. Chinese government released a stamp, that is 1982 released one stamp, and 1993 India released one stamp. On the latter occasion, Kutnis family stood before his graveyard in northern Chinese matriarch's memorial ceremony. Hebei province, the family also toured Zhejiang and visited Dr. Bethune's International Peace Hospital. Family members also visited the hospital, and in Qingming festival they also went to that place, and they also respected Dr. Kutnis, where Kutnis once served as its director. In exclusive interview with China Daily in Beijing and Shanghai, the family members shared their memories of the doctor, not only as a hero but also a loved brother, husband, an adventurous young man, and they had shared their feelings as a father, as a brother, as a husband, as a young man. They told their experience with Dr. Kutnis. He was vivacious, cheerful, and liked singing sometimes. I could not stop laughing when he told jokes. His wife said, when he told jokes, he is a good person and he plays jokes, said Joe, recalling Kutnis with a smile. She was recalling the Kutnis and smiling. The tragic tale was to continue even after Dr. Kutnis' death. After the death of the Kutnis, the tragic tales that same incidents happened in her life. Their son, Yinghua, who was 3 months old when Dr. Kutnis died. When Dr. Kutnis died, his son's age was 3 years. Also passed away when he was just 25 years. After 25 years, his son also, she lost her son. Dr. Kutnis moved to Dalian in the 60s and lived there since, despite the two premature deaths. She did not expect the deaths premature. Her husband had died at the age of 35. Her son had died at the age of 25. They were not old. They were young. They had died. Kutnis never let weight covered her India connection. She did not, even though she lost son and husband, she did not stop her connection with India. India. She visited the country at least half a dozen times. Half dozen times means 6 times she came, and maintained her links with Dr. Kotnis. She is maintaining the relation between India and China. Mrs. Kotnis had been an honored guest at many high-level diplomatic functions between China and India, such as the Banquet Mayor Bo Jilian hosted for then India President K.R. Narayanan in June 2000, and during the visit of then Indian Prime Minister Vajpayee to Beijing in June 2003. Whenever they come to India, they invited this Putney's wife, and whenever our Prime Minister goes to China, they invited her. They gave respect such a way. She was a regular invitee at the Indian Embassy function in China. In China, there is an Indian Embassy where whenever we celebrate functions, we invite her. In November 2006, she accompanied Chinese President Hu Jintao on the state visit to India. In 2006, Hu Jintao came to India. She came to India. She died on 20th June 2012. She died on 20th June 2012. While Kotnis is venerated, respected in China with a textbook recounting his story to children, and Beijing Hospital even creating a medical team in his memory. Chinese government is to remember his name. They have started one medical team also. Very little is known of him in the land of his birth. Many people did not know about Dr. Kotnis. Few in Mumbai or the rest of the country know about the doctor who served in China during the 1938 Sino-Japanese War and died there in 1942, says his septuagenarian, means above 70 years, younger sister Vatsala. Younger sister Vatsala younger sister Vatsala sent told to media, many Indians did not know who is Dr. Kotnis. However, Dr. Kotnis became famous in the hometown after his death with the publication of his best-selling biography on One Who Never Written, written by a film journalist, Khawaja Abbas Ahmad in 1942. Khawaja Abbas written One Who Never Written 1942-1945, and the screening of the 1946 classic Bollywood movie Dr. Kotnis Ki Amar Kahani, directed by V. Shantaram, who had directed the movie Dr. Kotnis Amar Kahani, V. Shantaram. Echoing Vatsala is Lena Fernandez, the General Secretary of Mumbai chapter of Indo-Chinese Friendship Association. Friendly ties between India and China have their own significance, even a humanitarian level. The self-service rendered by Dr. Dwarkanath Shantaram Kotnis, a proud son of India. He was a proud son of India. His full name was Dr. Dwarkanath Shantaram Kotnis. During the Sino-Japanese War, and two wounded Chinese soldiers in an evergreen symbol of the human relationship between the people of India and China. India and China relationship is maintained by serving the Chinese people. Added Kotnis' elder sister Manorama, sitting in their 60-year apartment crowded with the Chinese memorabilia. Had it not been for the renowned filmmaker V. Shantaram and the Amar Chitrakatha comic book and maybe a few others. Indians would have never known how our brother was served in Mizo Zedong's Red Army, saved lives during the war. In her apartment is crowded with all his memories, all whatever the government, Chinese government had given, whatever Indian government had given, his things all are there in her apartment. See, this is the lesson, and you read grammar part, simple, compound, complex ones you see. And now we are going to discuss the dead rat. The dead rat. The dead rat, once you see in the Ujjain, where is Ujjain in Madhya Pradesh, a young merchant named Madananka. What is his name? Madananka. He lost his father when he was teens. Teens means between 13 to 19 years old. He lost his father. So it was his mother who brought him up with great affection and love. Mother is bring him up. Unfortunately, he turned to be a vagabond, means a person who has no home and job. He lost father after he became a he is a poor. His mother hoped that he would become normal and settle down if he was married. If he was married, he will be all right. And so she found a suitable girl and they were married. But Madananka became ghost. He got married and his condition was poor, poorer and poorest. One day Madananka absconded from his house. Absconded means escape. He left the house without informing to his mother and wife. Deserting, leaving his mother and pregnant wife. His wife was pregnant and he left his mother. His mother grieved for him, very sad for him. The daughter-in-law, after some time, gave birth a son. After some months, she had given birth. He was named Ratnanka. Who is Ratnanka? Ratnanka is son of Madananka. Though poor, Ratnanka was brought up with affection and care and given good education. They both were given good education to the Ratnanka. One day, when he was 10 years old, his grandmother said to him, "My lad." One day, his grandmother said to him, "My lad, your father left all of us in misery." Misery means poverty. He left your son us in a poverty, very poor. We two women have brought you up with whatever little money and jewelry we had. Whatever little money we had and whatever jewelry we had, we brought you up to 10 years. Now we don't have any money to fall back or to move upon. We cannot give comfortable life to you. You are quite grown up, so you take up some business to eke out a living, to manage our earning. In the neighboring village, there is a well-to-do merchant named Yakshadatta. Who is Yakshadatta? He is a merchant. He is a rich person who lends money to the poor but capable person. He gives money to the poor and capable person. You go to him, explain to him our condition and borrow some money so that you can start some business for our livelihood. You go and ask him and you explain your poverty, and he will give some money, bring that money and start business. Following the instructions of his grandmother, Ratnanaka went to Yakshadatta at that time. Yakshadatta, the rich merchant, was taking a stroll, means a slow, relaxed walk. Knowing him to be Yakshadatta, Ratnaka approached him and said, "Sir, I am poor merchant boy. My father deserted us, leave us before I was born. My mother and my grandmother and my mother have brought me up with great difficulty. We have heard of your fame and generosity in helping people of our poor status. I request you to lend me some money for business. I promise to pay them amount soon. I will pay your amount. My father left us before I was born. My family is very poor. We will give money after 1 year. Hearing Ratnakar, Exdatta laughed, looked around, and pointing towards a dead rat laying in the street and said, "Oh, my boy," calling attention. "The dead rat is the capital, means invest. You invest the dead rat, which I can lend you. I can give only this dead rat. I didn't have any money. You take it away and do some trade with you, do some business with the dead rat. To an intelligent man, it will fetch millions. If you are intelligent, this dead rat will give millions to you. And even if I give millions to an unintelligent man, no, it will be of no use. If I give unintelligent person millions, it will be no use." Ratnaka thought for a minute and then took the dead rat as a favor from Yaxdatta. He had taken what Yaxdatta said. He made up a cup out of a leaf and placed the dead rat in that cap. Placed the dead rat in the cap. He made a cup out of a leaf. A rat for sale. One merchant who was taming a cat in order to get rid of the rats that were a means damage in his shop. All rats are damaging his shop, that's why he is taming one cat. Purchased the dead rat as prey for his cat and gave him a handful of Bengal gram. He had given Bengal gram to the Ratnaka. Ratnaka took the Bengal gram home and soaked it in water. He poured that Bengal gram in water. Next morning, he added some salt and pepper to the soaked and swollen Bengal gram and took drinking water in an earthen pitcher, means earthen pot. He had taken the swollen Bengal gram and added some pepper and salt, and he had taken some drinking water and went outside the city and sat under the shade of the tree and offered each woodcutter some Bengal gram and cold water. There were some woodcutters in the forest. They are thirsty, and he offered him some water and the Bengal gram. The hungry and thirsty woodcutters were pleased with Ratnaka's service, gave him 2 pieces for 5 wood each. Everyone, those who are coming and asking water and Bengal gram, they are giving 2 pieces of firewood. By evening, the pieces piled up into a big heap. It became a big heap, which Ratnaka sold away for 2 rupees in the city. That heap he sold in the market. It is 2 rupees. Out of the 2 rupees, Ratnaka gave one to his grandmother towards a saving. With the other rupee, purchased a kuncham. He had purchased a kuncham, a kind of measuring unit for grains. Measuring unit for grains of Bengal gram. Out of this, he soaked 1 kilo every day and sat under the same tree with cold water. In his way, he collected many cartloads of fuel within a month. Within a month, he collected many bullock cartloads, many bullock cartloads he earned, and this is for firewood, this fuel. Fortunately, there was an instant rains. Suddenly, the rains are not stopping. It was raining heavily for the 10 days, and as a result, there was a Scarcity of firewood in the city. In the city, there is no firewood. The firewood which Ratnaka had collected fetched him 100 gold coins. Then, he had earned so many loads. In those 10 days, he earned 100 gold coins. With that money, Ratnaka opened firewood stall, began dealing with timber. From first he kept um, timber to clothes. Next he started cloth shop and cloths to grains. And again he started a grain shop. From grain to diamond shop. His business progressed rapidly. His diamond business developing progressively. Within a couple of years, Ratnaka became one of the leading merchant in the city. In the city, he became a leading merchant. He is a rich person. One day, Ratnaka got a rat made of gold weight 1 kilo. He made a 1 kilo rat. Its eyes were made of rubies, ears are sapphires, bright blue color, and it had a diamond chain around its neck. He prepared one diamond chain and placed around the rat's neck. It was kept in a silver trap and carried in a procession with music. Ratnaka was leading the procession. When he reached the residence of Yakshadatta, he asked the procession to halt. He asked the procession to halt. Hearing the band and the noise of the procession, Yakshadatta came out of his house and inquired what all the pomp and hubbub was about. He asked, "What is this?" Yakshadatta asked. Ratnaka addressed Yakshadatta, "Sir, I became a millionaire by your grace, by your kindness. 2 years back, when I came to you for a loan, you gave me a dead rat. You had given me a dead rat. Your wise saying and the capital which I borrowed from you made me a rich merchant. Now I have come to pay your debt in his shape of the golden rat. Before you had given a dead rat, now I am giving a golden rat. Kindly accept this as a symbol of my gratitude, symbol of the thankful." Yakshadatta was amazed to hear his story. He was very pleased with the intelligence and gratitude of Ratnaka. Gratitude and intelligence, he was pleased. This is written by P.C. Roy. This lesson also read very carefully. All lessons you read very, very carefully. Write today's exam well. Thank you all.